Tiraspol, the heart of Transnistria, an unrecognized country frozen in time, filled with Soviet-era monuments, peaceful parks, and a story that few have heard. This is my 2-day journey exploring this unique land. Day 1 started at Piazza Centrale, or the Central Market in Chisinau. I boarded a Marshrutka at 9:15 in the morning. Tickets can be purchased at the bus terminal. The ride costs 60 Moldovan lei, and after an hour and a half, we reached the border. Since I'm a foreign citizen, I had to go through border control. Make sure to have your passport, and if you're staying overnight, a confirmed hotel reservation is mandatory. I stayed at a hotel named Hotel Russia. Once everything was checked, they issued me a migration card valid for 2 days. After a brief stop at the border, we continued the journey. 30 minutes later, we arrived in Tiraspol. First thing to note, your Moldovan SIM card won't work here. I bought an IDC SIM card for 200 rubles with a 20 gigabyte plan. One important thing to know, Transnistria has its own currency, called the Transnistrian ruble. You won't be able to use Visa or MasterCard here, so make sure to bring cash with you. You can easily exchange your money for rubles at any bank or money exchange. While most businesses do accept Moldovan lei, US dollars, or euros, keep in mind that any change you get will be given back in rubles. Fun fact, Transnistria used to have a unique currency, plastic coins. While they're no longer in circulation, you can still find their replicas in souvenir shops. I checked into Hotel Russia, dropped off my bags, and headed out to explore. I started with the House of Soviets, which doubles as the city hall. A short walk from there brought me to the Transnistrian State University and the Drama and Comedy Theater. Then I headed to Suvorov Square, the city's main square, home to the Suvorov Monument and surrounded by flags of various breakaway states around the world. Opposite to the square is Dewollant Park, where you'll find the monument of Catherine the Great. The park lies along the Dniester River. Near to the park lies Memorial of Glory, dedicated to veterans of several wars. There's even a T-34 tank that played a role in liberating Tiraspol during World War II. The streets of Tiraspol are unlike any other. Broad, clean, and lined with old Soviet-style buildings that give the city a nostalgic charm. You'll notice statues, monuments, and Soviet-era symbols everywhere, making you feel like you've stepped back in time. Public transports include trolleybuses and Marshrutkas, travel through the main streets, making it easy to get around. The streets are dotted with small shops, cozy cafes, and local markets. You'll see people going about their daily lives, giving Tiraspol a calm, laid-back vibe. Everywhere you turn, there's a piece of history, whether it's a Soviet monument, an old government building, or a peaceful park where locals relax. Tiraspol feels like a living museum, where the past blends seamlessly with the present. Tiraspol at night had a calm and pleasant vibe. Since it was January, the city still had its Christmas and New Year decorations up, giving the streets a bit of festive charm. The parks were lit up with simple but nice light decorations. It created a relaxing atmosphere. You could see people walking around, enjoying the evening. Some of the monuments looked more striking under the nightlights, especially with fewer people around. The streets felt quiet but not dull, just peaceful, with a hint of holiday spirit still lingering. And if you're out late, there are plenty of spots to grab a coffee or a snack and just take in the night view of the city. Day 2. The next morning, I grabbed some coffee and snacks, then explored a local bookstore for souvenirs. From there, I went to the presentation of the Child Jesus Church. The church had a simple, elegant design, and the quiet surroundings made it a peaceful place to spend some time. On the way to the Catherine the Great Park, I stopped at the Nativity Cathedral. It's one of the most well-known landmarks in Tiraspol. The Catherine the Great Park is right behind Suvorov Square. It's a large park with a beautiful pond where you'll see swans gliding gracefully and pigeons gathering on the banks. The calm water and the greenery around make it a great spot to relax. There are several gazebos scattered around the park, perfect for sitting and enjoying the view. The park also has some interesting buildings adding to its charm. By noon, I visited a cafe called Back in the USSR. It's a must-visit for its unique Soviet-era vibe, complete with old uniforms, phones, typewriters, and statues. There are also some souvenirs for sale. The food was great, and the atmosphere transported me back in time. After lunch, I boarded trolleybus number 19 to Bender. The ride took about 20 minutes and cost just 4 rubles. In Bender, I started at the City of Military Glory Monument, followed by the Memorial of Commemoration and Sorrow, and the nearby Military Tank Monument. A short 10-minute walk from there brought me to Tighina Fortress. The 15th century fortress originally built during the reign of Prince Stephen the Great. The fortress grounds are peaceful, with a park leading up to the historic walls. Walking around, you can really feel the centuries of history that this place holds. Inside the fortress, there's a museum that showcases the history of the region and the fortress itself. Unfortunately, it was closed when I visited, so I couldn't see it for myself. After exploring the fortress, I boarded a marshrutka back to Chisinau. At the border, the officers checked our passports, and within an hour and a half, I was back in Moldova. Overall, my trip cost around 25 to 35 euros per day, excluding the hotel stay. It's affordable, easy to navigate, and a fascinating destination if you're interested in history and culture. That was my 2-day adventure in Transnistria, a place filled with history, culture, and a touch of mystery. If you're planning a visit, be sure to follow these tips, and I hope my experience helps you along the way.